The algorithm says yes, and that is the moment Silo turns Juliette's rescue into a trap. What looks like permission is really a two-front attack on the people leaving at dawn and the memories of everyone staying behind. Episode 6 gives us the proof in the machine's own words, then hides one possible countermove in Juliette's choice of fugitives. So can Juliette outplay the algorithm, or did she just deliver Lukas and Patrick into its hands? The most dangerous thing the algorithm does in this episode is say yes. Juliette enters the vault asking permission to rescue the children trapped in the flooding Silo 17. The algorithm refuses because Juliette cannot leave and because it classifies outsiders as invasive. Juliette answers in the machine's own language by offering to resume the memory drug herself. She even offers to let the children be drugged if that makes them acceptable. Only then does the algorithm ask how many children there are. The rescue needs engineers who can cross thousands of bodies, find the safeguard pipe, and cap it. Knox and Shirley are Juliette's first choices, but the algorithm rejects them as too important to Silo 18. Juliette pivots to Lukas, Kyle, and Patrick Kennedy, two hidden fugitives she openly accuses Camille of wanting dead. The algorithm approves their exile for Dawn, and Juliette leaves believing a mission now exists. The door closes, and the algorithm tells Camille that Lukas and Patrick will never make it to Silo 17. The rescue matters because Silo 17 is also a blueprint for disabling the safeguard in Silo 18. Juliette remembers a diagram showing two lines entering the silo from outside. One supplies IT with constant power from Silo 1, even if the main generator fails. The other runs toward Judicial, and Juliette identifies it as the safeguard. Jimmy showed her the same layout on an old blueprint in Silo 17, but she cannot remember where that line entered Judicial. If the silos are identical, finding the pipe in 17 reveals where to attack it in 18. That is why the travelers must be engineers as well as people strong enough to cross the field of bodies. Saving the children is the public mission, while locating and capping the pipe is the hidden mechanical objective. Their own copy is out of reach because the drive Lukas rebuilt is sitting back inside IT, and Juliette never saw Jimmy with a radio to ask him. For book readers, the screen is using the novel's machinery of secret systems, selective memory, and sanctioned sacrifice without spoiling where shift takes Donald Keene. The adaptation's sharper twist is that Juliette must bargain with that machinery face to face. Her problem is no longer proving the safeguard exists. It is getting capable people through a door controlled by her enemy. The rejection of Knox and Shirley tells us exactly how the system prices a human life. The algorithm says their absence would increase risk to Silo life by 34%, so it protects them as useful assets. That verdict lands on a choice the two of them had already paid for, because Shirley is pregnant and volunteered anyway. Knox made her promise that if he goes down, she keeps walking, and the machine then discards both of them as a number. Lukas and Patrick are approved only after Juliette offers people the system can label as expendable. Camille then reminds Juliette that permission is not power because Camille is still the person who opens the door. Juliette protects one piece of leverage by refusing to reveal where Lukas and Patrick are hiding. That secrecy supports the possibility that naming them is a test rather than a surrender. But nothing on screen shows Juliette warning them, arranging another route, or preparing for what happens at dawn. Paul and Hank uncover a parallel warning in the surveillance room when Glenda Harwood appears at the mines and in supply within the same 10 minutes. The footage proves that the official visual record cannot yet explain how people move through this silo. The second half of the trap was Camille's move before it was ever the algorithm's orders. In the opening minutes, she warns Robert how far she is willing to go if she cannot find Juliette. Hours later, she tells Asa that IT detected low vitamin D and orders a boost into the water under that harmless cover story. The osmosis filtration system must be switched off before the additive goes in. By the time the algorithm asks for vitamin D+, Camille says it entered the water 2 hours earlier. The stated reason is Juliette's restored memory, and Camille finishes the thought herself by saying Juliette will infect everyone around her. The implication is a coordinated attack. Isolate Juliette's allies outside while dissolving her influence inside. Camille's private conversation with the algorithm exposes the same control loop on a smaller scale. It steadies her breathing, reframes her sense of failure, and reminds her that she was chosen, so the handler has a handler. In the before times, Daniel and Helen work out that their hijacked van has passed up every chance to kill them. Then the police arrive as an escort and deliver them to a private jet. A waiting stranger greets them by name and asks whether they would like to help save the world. Both timelines reveal the same operating principle. This system does not always chase dangerous people when it can arrange their arrival. 3 readings fit the Dawn approval, but only one is mostly shown on screen. The frontrunner is that the approval is a lure designed to walk Lukas and Patrick into a controlled exile. The algorithm states outright that the 2 men will never make it to Silo 17, and when Camille asks whether it just played Juliette, it answers only that Juliette requires special handling. The episode also shows vitamin D+ spreading through the water before the mission is finalized. Together, those facts show the deception and strongly imply a 2-front attack on Juliette's people and her power. The counter-reading is that Juliette expected Knox and Shirley to be rejected and offered the fugitives as a probe. Her refusal to expose their location and the hidden pipe objective give that reading real support. It falls short because the episode never shows a warning, an alternate route, or protection from Camille's control of the doors. The third reading concerns the words never reach Silo 17 rather than the fact of the trap itself. Nothing on screen confirms whether that means interception, sabotaged equipment, a lethal surface failsafe, or another destination. A lethal equipment trick has precedent because Juliette survived her cleaning only after Walker replaced IT's sabotaged heat tape. The final van scene creates a different precedent because Daniel and Helen are collected rather than killed. Juliette has not outplayed the algorithm yet. She has forced it to show its hand. Her rescue plan is intelligent, but the algorithm selected the version where 2 fugitives walk out while 10,000 memories come under attack. The algorithm wins this round because it controls the route outside and the water inside. Juliette may have tested the system, but nothing on screen shows a warning, alternate route, or defense against vitamin D+. The final hangar scene adds the season's larger rule. Power does not chase dangerous people when it can arrange their arrival. So can Juliette outplay the algorithm before dawn? Or has the silo already begun to forget why she matters? Make sure to subscribe so you never miss our weekly deep dives as we uncover every hidden secret in Silo Season 3. Who do you think asked Daniel and Helen to help save the world?